Welcome to the latest New Haven Independent Vlog News Summary direct from our assignment desk, otherwise known as my Compost Heap. Let's see what stories are working on at this hour. It's the seasons for awards, medals, badges for sports teams, graduates, and the New Haven Democracy Fund. At a conference this week at the Omni, they celebrated 20 years in operation. That's our public financing system for mayor elections. It has been here 20 years and has succeeded as the people know at the conference with the hard work of its administrators and board that because of the Democracy Fund, you can now run for mayor if you're a serious candidate without having to sell the city by getting campaign contributions from contractors. You can get an automatic debate. So as a result, more people running for office, more kinds of ideas are being heard by citizens, and our votes are counting more. By contrast, as Laura Glesby reported in The Independent this week, we've had a long-running problem with votes not counting in certain elections because we're sending hundreds of people over a series of years to the wrong polling places to vote. Laura found out that 19 votes were cast in a state rep primary by people who were sent to the wrong district and actually didn't live in that district. Honest mistake, but we got to fix it because just this week in Hamden, the police were called because the registrar of voters petitions were missing. So these kind of measures, we're handing a gun to the people who want our votes not to count, who want to destroy public confidence in elections. We got to clean it up. Hey, I got a hot tip for you. If you want to do something kind of shady with some car, doesn't have a license plate, it's kind of banged up, just bring a baseball bat with you because it's kind of sketchy. At least until recently, there's this vacant lot with no lighting, set back from Raleigh Avenue behind a Citgo, where at midnight, 12:30 at night, people have been pulling up there and leaving these cars without license plates, some of them banged up. Something fishy obviously going on there, as Tom Breen discovered in the Independent article this week. Well, the city has issued a cease and desist order to that owner to stop doing whatever kind of shady business is going on there. And it's kind of interesting because that property, even though it's on one side of the West River, is part officially of the property on the other side that's been blighted for years at the corner of Fitch and Whaley. Here's the magic school bus. Whatever kind of school bus is around, you know you're supposed to stop when they put out the sign that kids are getting on board. And as we've reported before, the city has a great new program with cameras where they're catching thousands of people who run that stop sign and endanger kids. But there's one aspect they screwed up. A bunch of people wanted to appeal the tickets they received for allegedly running those stop signs. But the city started this program in March, but still has no appeals process set up. The reason they gave Doris Chernecki, when she wrote about in The Independent this week, was that we had to let it go for a while to see what kind of appeals people would make so we could train the people on how to handle the appeals. That is a lame excuse. You set up a program, how many excuses could there be? You should have the appeals process in place, kind of the way the Ellicker administration does some stuff. You don't ever admit you make a mistake, you come up with some bogus excuse rather than take responsibility. Why not just say, great program, great job city in doing this, there's one part we screwed up, let's fix it. Well, here's our fire blanket for any kind of minor fire we might want to put out in our house, but for bigger fires, you got to call the New Haven Fire Department. And you know, when you call, you might get a mother or a son responding to your call now. This week, the FFD had a new ceremony for new firefighters, and Lisette Nieves, a firefighter, got to pin the badge on a new firefighter who happens to be her son, Elijah, the first mother-son team ever on the fire department. Way to go, folks. Until next time, this is New Haven Independent Vlog News Summary. Remember, let's always pick up and recycle our trash while we still can.